When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty, to throw off such government and to provide new gods for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having indirect object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance, unless suspended in their operation, till his assent should be obtained. And when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them. He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those people would relinquish their right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together a legislative body that places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records, for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. He has refused for a long time, after such dissolutions, to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative power, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states, for that purpose obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of land. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amounts and payment of their salaries. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. He has kept among us, in times of peace, standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. He has effected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power. He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murders which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our government, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burned our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the work of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy, scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages, and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens, taken captive on the high seas, to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections among us, and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers the merciless Indian savages, whose known rule of warfare is an indistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our emigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and of consanguinity. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation and hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace friends. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do, in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of a right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Boy, if y'all could see behind the scenes, I barely made it to my seat. That was the Declaration of Independence, ladies and gentlemen. That was written by Thomas Jefferson, one of my absolute favorite presidents, favorite people, really. And there's a reason I show Thomas Jefferson, and in particular John F. Kennedy reading that, because I could have picked anybody reading. There's plenty of people that read it, but there is a reason why I particularly picked that rendition of this great document by this great man, Thomas Jefferson, read by John F. Kennedy. It's two layers, right? It's layer one, layer two, base layer of the founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson and them boys, and then the base layer or layer two is John F. Kennedy Jr. And that's my guy, man. And I believe our country, I don't want to say died when he died, John F. Kennedy, but let's just say the Democrat Party died alongside of John F. Kennedy. I really believe that. And Thomas Jefferson, with the Jeffersonian Republicans, were in power for 24 years, 8 years with him, 16 years after. That's what I believe Trump needs to do. The MAGA MAGA party needs to be in power for a couple of decades to get rid of these Democrats, because again, the Federalists back then in the late 17 or early 1800s were doing some things that let's just say we didn't like. Now they weren't as crazy as these crazy lefties, but they were doing things that definitely needed to change, and that's when the party split off, and the rest is history. The Democrat Party, as it is formed today, is a lost party. These people are gone, and it's my mission to not only, again, get Bitcoin adoption, of course, but to make sure we have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And as long as the Democrat Party is being swayed the way it is, and people are being brainwashed like they are, it's never going to happen. It's going to take a while, though. This has been going on for a while, slowly but surely, bite by bite. But it really ramped up when Trump came down the escalator. Barack Obama was one of the main people. When people ask me, why don't you like Barack Obama? I said, well, it's simple. He was supposed to save us, and he was supposed to do all these things for black people. The only thing I've seen him do is bring a lot of wokeness to the country. And unfortunately, our country is so divided right now because Trump decided to say, hey, I'm going to step into the political realms and make sure we get our country back on track. And what the great Thomas Jefferson did, the founding fathers, get back to the basics and the framing. And our framers that frame this country will be rolling over in their graves, literally rolling over their graves, if they could see what's going on today. This is not what the founding fathers had envisioned when it comes to our country. And this is why we have to keep fighting. It ain't just about America. Of course, we're the beacon of freedom, but it's about freedom for humanity, sovereignty for humanity. And again, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I'm not saying Donald Trump is a savior or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is he's bringing common sense to the country when common sense, again, is not common. But again, we're here together, guys, and we're here to fight against this nonsense, this BS, and this corruption. And in order to do that, we have to tell the truth, get rid of the lies, and expose the fraudulent news feeds and news cycles that are being fed to us every single day. And the people that are falling for this, I actually feel sorry for a lot of these people. I really do. But hey, we're gonna do what we can. Again, I couldn't ask for a better group of people to stand alongside with me. The Bitcoiners for Freedom. You guys are incredible, man. Incredible. And I am so fortunate and so blessed to have you guys with me, because it's going to be tough, and we got a lot of work to do. But I think we can do it together if we stand alongside each other and make sure that we fight for the future of this country, humanity, and the right for freedom. And again, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I think we can do that through Bitcoin, and we can do it together. What's up, guys? It is Monday, March 30th, 2026. As you can see here, we're at the Bitcoin block height of 942,997. TikTok, next block. I hope you guys are well. I almost did not do this stream today, guys. I was out and about door dashing and doing my thing, and I actually relaxed a little bit out and about, and I was walking. I was doing a bunch of steps. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna chill today. But I was like, nah, I'm getting a little tired. So I went home and laid in the bed, and because I have to lay in the bed before I do something else, like when I transition from Jerry to Jerry Loves Freedom, and had to, kind of reset. You know what I mean? But you guys give me energy. You guys give me energy. So glad to see you guys. Let's see who's here today. Fanny Packer. Fanny, what's up, Fanny? She called me. She knows I was in the bed. Fanny, we love you, honey. Hey. What's going on, Backpacker? How goes it? Backpacker. Boy, you was texting in those chats, man. My phone just kept going off. I'm like, who in the heck is this? Talking a lot of stuff, man. Good to see you, Backpacker. What happened here? Strike. Let's see what we got here. Good to see you, Fanny and Backpacker. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. You guys know we pushed the stream back when after the stream on Sundays of the Truth of Work podcast. If you guys haven't subscribed to that, make sure you do it. That's me, Backpacker, and Trent from the Bitcoin Technician. Make sure you subscribe to that. And make sure you subscribe, speaking of Backpacker, to my boy Backpacker. He's got a lot of good videos up there, man. Make sure you subscribe to him. Please and thank you. And join us while we do our thing. All right, let's see what we got here. Thanks for coming in, guys. Bitcoin purchase. Why does it seem like I got more sats? Huh. I am so glad Bitcoin is dipped right now. I'm so happy about that. I am so happy, guys. Jenny, what's going on? How are you, ma'am? Good to see you, Jenny. Very good to see you, Jenny. Winning. Hey, Bitcoin John. What's up, bro? How are you, man? Long time no see. You stand? You want me to put you on the wheel, my boy? Like and share. Thank you, Backpacker. Appreciate that, brother. Just popping in to say hi really quickly. Picking up my kid right now. I'll be home in about 20 or 30 minutes. We'll join up then. Okay, Grasshopper, thank you. Good to see you, Grasshopper. I got you on the wheel. Popping, yes. I know what you meant. Great Motion, how are you, sir? Good to see you, man. I got you on the wheel as well. How was your weekend, man? Hello, is this the right place to poop in for a bit? Yes, it is. Scotty? Scotty, what's up, brother? Scotty loves the hotties, man. Scotty 99. How are you, Scotty? How was your weekend, bro? Good to see you. Good evening, Jerry and friends. Hey, Ginger. Ginger Motorsports. He's a legend, too. Ginger, how are you, man? How was the weekend, my boy? We are all degenerates. I love it. Yes, we are, bro. Yes, we are, man. Hey, yo, everyone. Finally getting over this cold. Good, man. Good. You beat that Rona, huh? Kramer, what's up, brother? Glad you're feeling better, man. Glad you're feeling better. Good to see you, man. Hello, everyone. Jumping over from Trent show. Okay, good. Yeah, I timed that perfect, right? Yeah, I like to go an hour after Trent. Let Trent get his shine in. You know what I mean? Lauren, good to see you, man. Hopper, Gray, Ginger, Scotty, and Kramer. Hi. Hello, Fanny and Backpacker. Long time no see. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Vic Shoots. Good to see you, man. How are you? Put Lauren on the wheel as well. Well, I tell you, man, these freaking these Democrats, boy. My goodness, guys. These guys are a trip, man. Will Kane went off on one of them today. Hello, Gray. Lauren, hey, it was fun chilling with Trent. I have fun over there. Thanks for your support as well. Yes. Hey, Fanny, I love Trent, man, and Anthony. Those are my boys. George Bush vows to take the Republican Party back to common sense in 28. Gray, you're funny, man. Scotty and Ginger and Kramer, how are you? Hey, Lauren, good. Backpacker was fasting and stacking today on Signal. Yeah, he was. He was schooling everybody on fasting. Because my phone kept going off. I was like, why does my phone keep going off like this? And when Backpacker starts going off about stuff, he will tell you, boy. He'll tell you. But he's a beacon of knowledge, man. He knows that fasting stuff, man. He is a fasting expert. Lauren, yes. Hey, Jerry, Freedom Fam. What's up, Philly? What's good with you, man? How are you, Greg? How's the weather out there in Arizona, man? Good to see you, my boy. Hello, Jen, again. Yes. Jason, what's good? Jason, you. What's good, my boy? Jason, we're going to be seeing you soon, man. Good to see you, Jay. My man. Don't forget to change your chat filter to all. Yes. Hiya, Lauren, Jenny says. You mean you like to let me and Trent banter back and forth for an hour? Yes, we do. You're twin. Jenny, deja vu. Why would he have his live stream at the same time as Jerry's? Well, it's not. It's, I just push. He does it an hour before my regular schedule one. 4 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock Eastern. And he usually goes on for about 2 or 3 hours. So I just decided to push mine back so he can get his shine in. You know what I mean? Hope everyone had a good weekend. Yes, exactly, Jen. Backpacker, how do we set to all? Do you mean just live chat? Weather is better, Jerry. We're sitting at 90s. We'll be mid 80s tomorrow, rest of the week. Okay, good, man. Good. Even with the all setting, George's comments never show. Huh. Really? Mine says live chat. Yeah, I don't know what it says on my end, brother. Oh, backpacker. Hold on. I didn't hit send on that. There's Backpacker's channel right there. Make sure you guys subscribe to that. Default for me is top messages. Okay. Anyways, guys, we are just cruising. Bitcoin is sitting at 67,191. Hold on, I got to turn this fan on, guys. Front fan up. And we're at block 942,998. We are chilling, guys. We are chilling. I mean, no one needs to come to my live stream. It's not mandatory. Satman, you got a live stream as well, sir? Satman, what's good? Don't bring your girl around Satman, guys. Please. You just don't want to do that. Do you remember why? If you don't, here's a reminder.
Thank you. I couldn't have saved Lois without your help.
I'm aware of that.
That I'm aware of that was diabolical. I mean, absolutely diabolical, man. Scotty sends in 99 sats. First zap of the day. Thank you, Scotty. He says, doing well. Last day of work today. Free range, Scotty, 99 tomorrow. All right, brother. Thanks for that zap, man. Don't forget me over here. Thank you, Scotty. Another 99 sats. Oh, there's another one. Joshua. Jared, my favorite Patriot. Can't stay. Got to go up super early for work. Remember, Canada, America. Yes, that's right. 1776 from my man. Joshua. Thank you, Joshua. Good luck on your fasting too, brother. I know Backpacker was hooking you up. Next block, 999. Nice. Yeah, that'll be you, man. That'll be you, brother. Scotty, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Instead of Ben and Jerry's, it's Trent and Jerry's. Sat man, what the heck? Great show, by the way, yesterday. Thank you, Fanny. I appreciate that. I did a Satoshi Saturday the other day. I don't know if anybody noticed. And I worked pretty hard on that one, guys. So if you don't mind, I'd like you guys to go check that out. Where did I put it at? Where did I put it? Let's see. Okay, there's that. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. Satoshi Saturday. Satoshi Saturday number 111. With great power comes great responsibility. Make sure you guys check that out when you get a chance. I don't know if I move this thing. There it is. Fasting. I think I'm going to eat second supper. That's right, Trent. Evening, all you glorious patrons. Can't stay, but wanted to say I appreciate all y'all. Canada out. Thank you, Joshua, again, for that big donation, bro. Appreciate that. Scotty with another 99 cents says, hey, Joshua, go get him. Thank you, Scotty. Joshua. Yeah, so I did some editing in this one, guys. I put the Peter Parker stuff up in there. You know, we should watch a little bit. Let's watch a little bit of that. No, we ain't gonna watch it. Raise your hand if you guys watched the Satoshi Saturday. If you didn't, let me know. I can react to it if you want me to, or you can watch it later. Let me know if you watched that, please, and thank you. Anyways, it's good to see you guys. Hey, Joshua. Sammy, you did watch it? You watched it. Okay. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's true, man. I mean, people don't even realize how much responsibility we have, man, as Bitcoiners. You know what I mean? It's just crazy, man. Evening, Packer fam jam. It was a good one. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. What's up, Joshua? Joshua's the man, man. Yeah, guys, we're just cruising along here. Bitcoin halving clock says we're 2 years away, 2 years and 22 hours away from the next Bitcoin halving. Will it be a big deal when we have and go to epoch from epoch 5 to 6? It'll be a big deal for me. I don't know by then they'll talk about it on the national news or not. I don't know, man. 2 years is a long time from now. You know, I think I'm hoping they will. I'm hoping that they will talk about it. I'm talking about mainstream media, not like crazily talk about it, but talk about it because I don't remember them talking about the halving in 2024 too much. You know, but we'll see. We'll see. Scotty with another 99 cents. Not yet, Jerry. I was getting some songs done, pumping them out, trying the new Sunu version. Okay. Is it a paid version, Scotty? Hey, Lauren, Scotto. But yeah, man, you know, Bitcoin's just chilling. You know what I mean? 67,338. And you know, a lot of people are worried about Bitcoin and saying, "Oh, it's not doing anything. I'm poking it and it's not going up, it's not going down." Listen, we got plenty of time, guys. You know, you look at our country and a lot of people do not know what's going on. You know what I mean? If the media makes a big deal about it, they will, institutions, etc. If the media makes a big deal about it, they will. I don't know what you mean by that, brother. They care less what we think. If the media makes a big deal about it, they will, institutions. Okay. I think I know what you mean. They care less what we think. True. Looks like by tomorrow evening it's less than 2 years. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Lauren. Yep. We're halfway through the halving, pretty much. If you look at this right here, this outer rim shows it. Blocks the halving. Going all the way around. You know what I mean? Because 210,000 blocks divided by 2 is what? 105,000. So once we hit 105,000 block right here on this, because we're at 107,002 of the halving, we got 2,002 blocks left. And then we're halfway through. And I'm home. Good evening, fam. Good, Grass. I'm glad you made it safe. Scotty sends in another 99 sats. Thank you, Scotty. He says, yeah, I pay for the highest version. Got to try and get my sats worth. Nice, man. Very nice, brother. Love that, man. But yeah, guys, you know, the Kings rally, the No Kings rally was going on, and Will Kane, who I love Will Kane. Will Kane used to be on sports shows. He used to do sports. Numbers keep printing money. No, printing Bitcoin. Who's this here? We saw this before. I want to show you a clip from Will Kane. He's based as hell on this. And he basically, you know, did a show and did his little segment. And he tells a viewer how he feels about him. And this goes for a lot of these lefties out here. Take a look at this.
Some viewer feedback. Stephen Kuntz writes in on X, Will, you are trying way too hard to discredit the No Kings protest. By far, the majority of these people are like me. They are ordinary, informed citizens who see Trump for what he is and for the harm he is doing. I appreciate the respectful response, Stephen. This would be my response to you. I do not think I'm working to discredit No Kings. I'm actually reporting on some facts to you about No Kings. If those facts are inconvenient, then they may serve to discredit something that you feel like is legitimate. As to whether or not the majority of these people are informed citizens, I would suggest to you that, in fact, you are not informed. It is my job, and I am trying to inform you about about something that is much larger that you might be a part of. It could be true that you are ordinary citizens who desperately dislike President Donald Trump, but you're not simply a gathering of people who dislike President Trump or might be suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. You're actually pawns. One could argue useful idiots under the banner of ordinary citizens for billionaires with a bigger agenda. See, the discreditation is due to the fact that these protests are not just funded by billionaires, but they are driven by an overt, open agenda. All you have to do to learn that is just be a bit informed. And then maybe one day wake up when you're standing in the streets of, say, Times Square, next to a guy who's waving a communist flag, asking yourself, what is it I'm a part of? Some viewers.
Could not have said it better myself. Wow. That's a drop mic moment right there, boy. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, he's on Fox News, and I get it, Republican versus Democrat, but just to me, man, that's just the truth, bro. You know what I mean? LOL, useful idiots. Exactly. You're just doing these people's bidding, man. You know what I mean? And for you to fall for this stuff and think that this stuff is true, that you really think there's a king in America, and when you're asked straight up, somebody walks up to you and say, how's the president trying to be the king? You have no answer. They just don't have any answers. Take a look at this.
Ignoring the Constitution. Give me an example.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the king? Nobody. Who's trying to be king?
Right.
Trump. Give me an example how he's trying to be king. Give me an example how he's trying to be king.
Ignoring the Constitution.
Give me an example.
Basically, just ignoring judge's orders, everything.
See, that's what you call a brain malfunction, right? They just say shit. They repeat the talking points. Because, again, this stuff works. The talking points on the mainstream media work on idiots like this. Look at this dude, man. He's a king. He's a dictator. He's this. Oh, okay. Well, how? What rights is he getting taken from you? I'm going to show you another clip after this. What right is he trying to take from you? And their brains just malfunction. The way to know if how smart you are or how dumb you are, it's simple. To be aware of your own level of intelligence. If you don't know that you're stupid, if you're stupid, then you're really stupid. It's one thing to be stupid and know you're stupid, but there's another thing to out loud somebody actually asking you a simple question and you just cannot answer it. And then after those questions cannot be answered and common sense, you're just getting nailed with the common sense and you still walk away thinking you're doing the right thing, you are an idiot. Straight up. They seem to feed off each other's anger too. Yeah. They just get together and chant stuff. Now, again, most of these people are paid protesters. Keyword is she. They have zero clue. Exactly. How's it going, guys? What's up, Dean? We're just watching some idiots up here, man. That's all. Not too smart people.
Can't think right now.
He can't think right now, he says. You're out there. You're literally out there protesting. If I was out there protesting Joe Biden and they say, hey, man, what don't you like about Joe Biden? I'd say, well, I'd say all the things that I would want to say that I can't say on YouTube. And I would tell you, I would be articulate and I would tell you exactly why. Why do you advocate for Bitcoin? Well, it's simple. The system's broken, inflation, money printing. I would say all this stuff. But when you go out there and say, oh, my brain's, I can't think right now, blah, 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 AKA, you're an idiot, man.
Don't ask me for an interview. I'm half asleep. I can't think right now. Don't ask me for an interview. I'm half asleep. I'm normally asleep at this time.
Really? Why'd you come?
Because this is important.
What's important?
Showing our voice, showing how much we want to get rid of this.
Get rid of what?
Get rid of basically all the people that are ignoring our laws, ignoring the Constitution.
You have examples of that, though, right?
I can't think of it right now. Don't put this. Yeah, I'm usually on that side of the camera.
But if you're out here holding a sign, you have to have at least one. You have one, right? You got to get one. Just one. Just one. I'm not asking for a laundry list.
Don't ask me for it.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah. You can't do that.
What's that fist mean on your shirt? What does that fist mean on your shirt? What does that mean?
Well, originally it was Black Power.
Originally.
And I think now it's power to all people.
Oh. You know what it actually means? It means you're shaking your fist at God. That's what it actually means. Is that cultural appropriation? You're holding a black dog? Explain to me.
Wait. Do you want to have an actual conversation
Yes,
or do
ma'am.
you want to argue?
Actual conversation. Yes, ma'am.
Is it cultural appropriation?
I just want to know.
I mean, is it?
I'm asking you. Why not a white dog?
Why not?
I'm just asking.
Isn't that racist to just have white?
No.
All right. Well, that's great.
I mean,
Throw your clock in. I want
wouldn't you agree that it's okay to be white?
I didn't say it wasn't.
No, I'm asking you. Is it okay to be white?
I didn't say it wasn't.
See, she can't say it's okay to be white because if she says it's okay to be white, then the victimhood Olympics will go after her. The wokies on the other side will go after her because white liberals, especially white women in particular, but weak white liberal men are the cancer of this country. And I'm going to show you a perfect example of this of a beta male here in a second. 2468, who do we appreciate? Spaceman's in the house. Hey, Jerry. Hey, fan. Spaceman checking in for duty. Thank you, Spaceman. How are you, sir? Good to see you, man. That's a big zap, brother. Appreciate that. Very much, Spaceman. How goes it, brother? I'm about to show you guys a beta male that thinks he has white privilege.
What rights have you lost under Trump?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you the things that I'm scared about doing.
No. Tell me what rights you lost. Don't tell me what you think.
Exactly. I always ask that. I always say, what rights has he taken away from you? Don't tell me all the talking points and all this other shit. Tell me the rights he's taken from you because you're telling me, I'm a black man here in America. You're telling me that he's going to take my rights. He's doing this. He's doing that. Tell me. Don't start spewing the talking points. Tell me.
What rights have you lost under Trump?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you the things that I'm scared about doing.
No. Tell me what rights you lost. Don't tell me what you think. Tell me what rights you've lost.
Sure. What do you mean by right?
Under the American Constitution, what rights have you lost in this country?
Okay. Well, I'm a white man, so I haven't lost any.
I'm a white man, so I haven't lost any because I'm white. That's what he says. I'm a white man, so now I have to pander to all the victimhood Olympics. Right? I might have to go out to some protest. I have some free time now. Scotty says with 99 cents. Thank you, Scotty. Yeah, that would be hilarious, man. Yeah, he hasn't lost any rights because he's white.
Well, I'm a white man, so I haven't lost any. But
Okay,
that would be different. No, I'm going to finish, Ron. I need to finish.
You're race baiting.
I'm not. I need to finish my sentence.
You are.
I'm a white man. I have not lost any of my rights. Now, if I were to be a white woman, I would have lost my right to access healthcare in 36 of our 50
How's
states.
that?
I'll explain later. If I were a black woman, then I would have lost my right to liberty because now DHS is authorized and using somebody's race is an identifiable factor to make a detention for a suspicion of them being an undocumented immigrant.
Never happened. That has never happened to a legal black woman citizen here in America to get deported because she was a black woman. And again, if you're fucking stupid enough to believe this again, guys, I know everybody wants me to talk about Bitcoin. They hate me when I talk about politics, but I can't have this shit, dude. This is fucking crazy, man. You know what I mean? Oh, my cousin sending me something. It's just crazy, man. I just can't do it, man. Spaceman, Backpacker says, thanks for the support on the Truth of Work podcast. Yes. Thank you, man. Thank you. Oh, I can't wait to see Scotty trolling. Yes. Hey, MR Investor Channel. How are you, man? All I can say is wow. How you doing, man? Long time no see, brother.
If I was an individual of any gender, any sex, any race, born to parents that were undocumented immigrants, no fucking way. I'm going to talk to you about that later. That's crazy. Then I would have literally lost my constitutional right to birthright citizenship after Donald Trump signed Executive Order number 14160.
No, buddy. You would have lost your right to anchor a baby here in America by illegally coming here illegally in the country. That's what he's talking about. And then having babies and having anchor babies. That's what you're doing, sir. It's called anchor babies. And we're not doing that shit no more. I don't like confrontation, Jen. I am too shy, Jen. Scotty says with another 99 cents. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate it, brother.
Into effect. Or even, if I was a married woman, okay, who didn't have a passport, didn't have the money to get one, and my birth certificate has the last name I was born with, not the one I assumed from my husband, okay, if the SAVE Act were to pass, then I would have temporarily lost my right to vote.
That's just not true. That's just factually not true. And again, if you're fucking stupid enough to believe that, I'm going to show you another clip on that. If you're a black woman just completely destroy one of these woke ass fucking Hollywood actresses about this, the SAVE Act thing, when they say, "Oh, I was married, I can't vote," and blah 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 blah, it's all bullshit, man. It's all talking points, and they're talking to stupid people. Okay, that's your problem if you can't find your fucking birth certificate and all that. You need a birth certificate to fucking vote in this country. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. And again, man, these people make me sick, bro. And I'm so sick and tired of these liberal elites coming out here talking to everybody like they're fucking stupid. And everybody going, "Oh, yeah, it's, it's cool." Like, nah, bro. And this beautiful black woman broke it down. And putting the stupid ass Elizabeth Banks in her place. Take a look at this.
The SAVE Act? Stop it. You gotta stop it. Stop it. It's not gonna hurt anybody. Stop it. Look it, I'm gonna show you who it hurts. So this is my birth certificate. Actually,
he's a liberal influencer, man. He's a beta male, bro. He's one of those. I don't even remember his name. He's a white liberal, soy boy propagandist for the Democrat Party, bro. Now watch this woman pander and tap dance for the Democrat Party, basically saying, "Oh, you guys are not going to be able to vote because I had my, my birth certificate, and then I got married and blah blah blah." Watch this bullshit.
I have 2 copies. They're so old. I was born in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. These are from the city of Pittsfield, office of the city clerk. They say Elizabeth Mitchell because that was my birth name, Elizabeth Mitchell. So like millions and millions and millions and millions of women, I changed my name. But not through marriage. I changed it to my professional name, Elizabeth Banks. Here's my California driver's license, which says Elizabeth Banks, obviously, because that's the name that I go by, and I had to legally change my name. Can I tell you something? I'm not even sure which state I legally changed my name in. I think it was New York. It might have been California. The point is, it was 27 years ago.
Elizabeth Banks Mitchell, whatever the Hunger Games your name is, nobody cares. I am so sick and tired of you false, fake, phony Hollywood celebrities inserting yourselves into our regular folk business. You don't care about us. All you care about is what your boss tell you to care about. Elizabeth, I need you to go indoctrinate them now. You slave. It's not our fault that you stupid. Don't hold on to documentation. Don't know whether or not you had your name changed in California or wherever you had it changed.
No, ma'am, let me correct you. Great job, by the way, ma'am. But no, she's not stupid. She didn't do that. She's lying. These Democrat, again, the Democrat Party is made up of three things. Number one, they're all hypocrites. Every last one of them. Democrats, the word Democrats equal hypocrites. They're obviously demonic, evil, all that stuff. But they're hypocrites. But they're made up of 2 things of the hypocritical party. You got idiots and actors. And she's literally an actress. Okay. That woman ain't stupid. Okay. She plays like she's dumb. She's getting paid to say this stuff. Wow, she's got a crazy eye. Yes. Body, no brains. Clown. I have 2 birth certificates and adoption papers, and yet I still got a passport. It's called being an adult. Thank you, Jenny. So order a new birth certificate with the appropriate name change reflected on it from your local district court offices. Can do it online too, I think. Yeah, in 10 minutes. But the problem is you can't be a victim like that, Kramer. You can't hate Trump doing that. You can't have common sense doing that, Kramer. That's why they don't do it.
Whose fault is that? Not ours. Lady, I have been married twice. Each time I handled business, each time I got my name changed, each time I knew how to get the documentation to have my name changed. I didn't play your whole video because it's irrelevant. Then you talk about a passport. How you able to get a passport? Because you're rich and you're famous. I got a passport, but I don't need a passport. I have a birth certificate. I know how to get the birth certificate. I know once I got married, I go change my name. Social Security Administration, driver's license, things match up. If yours don't match up, that's your problem. But the fact of the matter is, it is important. It is responsible to keep important documents, birth certificates, social security cards, driver's license, passports, voter registration cards, divorce decrees with name changes, such as I had, marriage license. Handle your business. You full of crap. That's what you is. So don't tell us to stop it. No, you stop it. Nobody wants to hear from Hollywood. Y'all all fake and phony anyway, and y'all on the payroll. So you stop it. Black people keep their documentation. It's something we learned when we were little kids. Grandma.
No, ma'am. They don't. We can't keep our documents. We're too stupid. Black people are too stupid. MR Investor Channel. He's got a great channel too. I want you to check his channel out. This is my boy right here, man. He's also a black man. That's very smart. Got a great portfolio. He's a businessman. Got a great, channel. Got a great business mind. But they want him. They want to tell him he's a victim. He can't do nothing with his life. People like me and him and this lady right here. This is what they want to do to black folks, man. And I made a post the other day about the Democrat Party, and I'm gonna see if I can find it. There was a clip on there, and basically, the Democrat Party, especially for the black community, is the death of us, man. They are trying to keep us. Let's just say they're trying to keep us down as black people. I'm not going to fall for it. And the Democrat Party, I'm just telling you this right now. They are not good people, man. And when you got a beautiful young lady like this black woman right here, black MAGA woman, she went to the Trump rally. Take a look at what she did.
Don't be mad, her president won. Get off the plantation. White people don't come off the plantation. Get off the plantation. You be like that white man coming. You ain't one. You ain't that crazy man. Oh, good Lord. Oh, baby. Oh,
baby. Trump won. Get over it. Get over it. And again, it ain't as simple as it's not as simple as Democrat versus Republican, just that simple. It's not. You know what I mean? But Trump changed the game. Again, I have never heard anybody say fake news until Trump came in. Let me see if I can find something real quick. Again, man, these people make me sick. Let's see if I can find my man. There he is. All right, this is my man's channel right here, the MR Investor Channel, man. He's got 857 subscribers. Let's try to get him to 1,000, man. This guy's got a good ass channel. Black man too, smart as hell. I've been watching him for a while. There's his channel right there. I put the link in the description box, man. Make sure you subscribe to my boy MR Investor Channel. Your shout out is greatly appreciated, Jerry. Thank you so much. No doubt, man. I appreciate you coming in, man. Now we disagree a little bit on some things. You know what I mean? Like he still likes precious metals. Me personally, I don't. I'm not saying I dislike them, but he's well rounded. He's got Bitcoin too. You know what I'm saying? As you guys know, I don't have any precious metals anymore. I used to. Who hasn't hit that like button yet? So make sure you go subscribe to my boy, man. It's not that simple, but it's a good start. If someone says Democrat versus Republican, I would call that a good baseline in 2026. Yeah. It is a good baseline. It is. And then you have to branch out and learn from it. Thank you, Fenny. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. MR Investor, I want to put you on the wheel of Satoshi, brother, so you can win some sats. If that's okay. And then if you win, I'm gonna send some sats your way, all right? As long as you stick around. You gotta be here to win, sir. And what we do around here, you can like multiple things, that man says. Yeah, true. Absolutely. I'm not mad at him. He's got a great portfolio. I'm just a Bitcoin psychopath. That's all. Sub. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. He's got a good channel. Very, very smart guy, man. Very smart guy. And what we do around here, this is the base layer of Bitcoin. This is the mempool, and these are the blocks. Every time a block comes out, we have a number to it, and there's a certain amount of transactions in there, and we celebrate those blocks. Right now, we're at block 943,000. We started the blocks off at 942,997. We're gonna name the last three numbers on the blocks, and we're gonna spin for the next 4 blocks. And every time we spin, somebody's gonna win some sats. All right. Membership just got paid today. To you, Jerry. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Very much. MRS Investor Channel, welcome. Same here too, Fanny. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate it. I hope it's worth it to you. And speaking of that, if you'd like to become a member of the channel, that's a great segue, Fanny and Lauren. We got 3 memberships levels. Level 1 is $3. You get yourself on the wheel of Satoshi, and you can win more sats than you could as a subscriber. Which again, subscribers get you 105 sats. If you're just a subscriber, and if it lands on your name, you're going to get 105 sats. But if it lands on your name, and you're a tier 1, you get 210. Then the $5 plan, you get a lot of good things. You get to be in the Signal group, the Bitcoiners for Freedom Signal group, which is great. And you also get on the Bitcoiners for Freedom map. You get members only videos, and legendary $7 a month. Now this level you get 315 sats. This level you get 420 sats per spin. Worth being a member. You can pass the winnings forward if I win. Okay. All right. I'll let you pick somebody. You tell me who you want to pick, and I'll send them to them. All right, brother? I appreciate that. We twins, Lauren. Please keep MR Investor Channel. Yes. Matter of fact, let's let's see. You got any Bitcoin videos on here, man? You got any Bitcoin videos on here, brother? Why slow is better. Unbelievable. $100 silver. Start with these. I mean, even though he talks a lot about precious metals, he breaks stuff down, man. He breaks stuff down. I don't see no Bitcoin videos on here, sir. Before you buy gold and silver. Let's take a look at one of his videos real quick. Let's see what my boy's talking about.
What's up, everybody? Hopefully, everyone is doing well. And thank you to all that continue to come and support the channel. I would not be making these videos without you. So what we have here is the 2026 Silver Passport set.
Oh my God. That is beautiful, man. That is beautiful, sir. Oh, I missed that, man. I miss it. Many months ago, Jen got me started with a gift membership. So thank you with a gift membership. So thank you, Jen. Been a member since. Okay. Thank you, Jen. Okay, he said the crypto playlist. All right, let's go to that. Why are you calling this crypto, man? Why you calling my Bitcoin crypto, man? Let's see what we got here, man. Crypto investing 101.
What's up, everybody? Hopefully everyone is doing well. And I got a feeling I might get banned from the...
Hold on.
Facebook has a long list of scandals, including its repeated failures to safeguard its users' data.
What's up, everybody? Hopefully everyone is doing well. And I got a feeling I might get banned from the precious metal community for this one. What is this that I'm talking about? I've sold more silver. Yes, I did. Why? Well, let me tell you. When spot and premiums were low and no one wanted to buy silver, I decided to dive right into it, like Trey Songz. Now that spot has risen a bit, I can now cash in to some of that fiat. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would I go into some of that pesky prostitute fiat, you might ask? Because my rule when it comes to silver is that once I go into fiat, I must park that money into an asset that actually outperforms silver. Now, what outperforms silver? Well, there's no secret that looking at past performance, gold is one of them. Gold is for sure one of them. And I'm sure some people might have some real estate that outperforms silver. But the other thing that outperforms silver, including gold, would be Bitcoin. So allow me to dive in to my top 5 crypto holdings and why I hold them. My biggest one would be Ethereum. Ethereum is a network system developed for smart contracts to use. So all these projects that need to be able to launch their crypto to be utilized will use the network of Ethereum. Not all of them, but a majority of them tends to use Ethereum. Bitcoin would be my second. Bitcoin is the first crypto that I actually purchased. And Bitcoin is actually a peer-to-peer online payment protocol without any third party or financial institution needed.
My goal is to get him to be a Bitcoin maxi. When he gets done with my channel, hopefully he'll be a Bitcoin maxi. So make sure you guys go subscribe. He does got some good advice though, and good videos. All right, guys, let's do the first spin of the day on this Monday, March 30th, 2026 for block 997. Let's spin it. Let's see who can win it. Flipper. Flipper, congratulations, man. Can you do me a favor? Tell us just a little bit about yourself, where you at, and if you got a friend, tell us about them too.
I'm Flipper. This is Little Slip, and I just want to say good morning to all of you, and have a great day, and keep on stacking those sats. Buckaroo salute.
Woo! Cuteness Incorporated, ladies and gentlemen. Cuteness Incorporated. Flipper is the winner. Flip, game, good game, game over. Flip, good game, Flipper. Yes, sir. I'm gonna work on you, man. I'm gonna work on you, my brother. I feel like what I call coiners, precious metals, have a better understanding in Bitcoin than fiat brain rot people. Oh, absolutely. Oh, this guy knows. MR Investor Channel, he definitely knows his shit, man. We gotta get him more into Bitcoin, man. You know, and I don't know where he stands now. That video is from about 2 years ago. I don't know what his crypto holdings are right now, but he would definitely be a good asset to the team to have him as a Bitcoin maxi for sure. Hi, Sharon. Congrats, for, Flipper. Scotty says for 99 sats. Thank you, Scotty. I appreciate it, man. Flipper, salute to you, my boy. Flip, congratulations. Let's go to block 998. Looks like Gray Motion. Gray Motion, that is 420 sats for you, sir. Congratulations, man. That was block 998. I have a little slip too, Flipper. That's been my experience as well. Yes, absolutely, bro. Good game, Gray. Thank you. Mr. Investor Channel, I would like to see more videos on your channel about your thoughts on Bitcoin pros and cons are greatly appreciated. I'll keep an eye out. Not sure if I can afford to hear from Holler tonight. LOL. I know, right? Gang, gang, Gray. Hello, Agent 99. Hey, Sharon. Sharon's in the house. The beautiful one. Sharon, what's good with you, man? We've been talking about you all night. Scotty sends in another 99 cents. Said, next is my block. Yes, I was just about to say that. Block 999. Gray, congrats. How do you think we feel? LOL. LMAO, yes. All right, block 999. Can Scotty win it? Let's see. Oh my gosh, of course. He was right there. Wow. One away. That's Scotty's story of his life, man. He's just one away. Spaceman, congratulations, sir. You got 105 Satoshis. Appreciate that. Grasshopper says LMAO. Yeah, I'm on one today with these Democrats, man. We cannot lose the midterms to these fools, man. You know what I mean? These people are fools, guys. Absolute clowns.
Bro, what are y'all doing? I'm telling you, these people are goofy. This was part of the No Kings protest that happened over the weekend. They're protesting a king that doesn't exist in a country that doesn't have kings in frog suits while dancing. These are unserious people. The video was cringe. I mean, the whole thing is cringe. But I mean, these No Kings protests are really so Democrats can get in circles and rub each other's backs and pat each other on the back and talk about how good they feel and how great they are and hype each other up. It's more for them than anybody else.
Scotty says rigged. Yeah, it's more for them. It's them to show the far left that they're fighting against Trump because they don't stand for anything. The reason why they fight against Trump so hard is because when you're guilty of something, you have to point the finger at someone else. And their policies suck. And these people are crooked as hell and they steal elections and they do all kind of shit. You know, they do a lot of underhanded stuff. So they have to say, look, he's bad, he's bad, he's bad. Right? They didn't give a shit about the Epstein files when Biden was president. They didn't give a shit about the MC file when Trump was president. They just started talking about them. So, oh, this is a way we can get Trump. Everything is about stopping Trump. It's not about no kings. It's about no Trump. And they're raising money off this shit. And they're trying to market the Democrat Party by saying, look, Trump is evil. Trump is evil. Trump is evil. Okay, good. We get it. Trump is evil. What are you going to do for me? Do you want us to go back to the fucking 4 years of Joe Biden? They can't talk about Joe Biden because Joe Biden didn't do anything. That's why.
Than anybody else. I also think it's a sneaky way the Democratic Party drives up hype among their base and keeps people engaged. If I'm just being honest in that way, I think it's actually a smart strategic play. And I think there's a good chance that that's what they're actually doing. But I'm not 100% sure because a bunch of these people are just idiots. So I'm really not too sure, but I think there's a good possibility that that's what's happening. But again, I need people to be aware of this because if we let them, these people will go vote and put leaders in office who don't have our values.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. They will put crooked politicians. And again, I'm not saying Republicans are great, okay? But we can hold Republicans accountable. You can't hold Democrats accountable. Okay? These Democrats that he's just talking about, they don't have any of our values. They're atheists, they're evil, they want open borders, they want men and women's sports, they want crime, they want illegal immigrants, and they love criminals. They want no law and order. I go to liberal areas here in Las Vegas, and there's stores that I go to that have everything locked up because they can't stop the criminals. Right? That doesn't happen in red cities, states, and counties. It doesn't, because they have a thing called law and order. You do not have a country if you have an open border. You don't have a country unless there's law and order. And he's absolutely right.
They will put leaders in office who think like these people in the frog suits. And I'm not saying that to fearmonger. I'm saying that to be dead honest with you. And I'm saying that it's important that we register to vote and make sure we get out to vote, because that is the way we protect our country.
Yes. People think voting doesn't matter. Bullshit. Look what Biden did to this country for 4 years. Okay? You thought the border was open before. Holy shit. They're going to have the floodgates open. Why do they want an open border? Why do Democrats want an open border? There's 3 reasons, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you why. Number one is they want the labor. They want the cheap labor. Now, there's Republicans that want the cheap labor too. Don't get it twisted. Okay? 2, they want to expand their territories, right? Their congressional maps, right? For the Senate and the House. Because they know illegals will vote for them. And why would they vote? What's the incentive structure for illegal to vote for them? Where it's simple. Come on in. We'll give you free stuff. Illegal immigrants are the new black voter, because black people are slowly waking up, too slow. But they say, well, these Negroes are leaving the plantation, so we need some new Negroes. And we want the people from the southern border. You vote for us, not only will we let you in here for free, we won't arrest you, and we'll give you free shit. And the third reason is they want these people to vote in national elections. And if you haven't noticed something, it's all about the underlying thing. It's power and control. This is all the Democrat Party wants, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? This is not the man I played in the beginning of this video's party, John F. Kennedy. This party is done, gone, cooked. Finito. Capiche. Gone. And we have to change it. Now, again, I'm not saying Republicans are, hunky-dory and all this other stuff, but when Trump came into office and said, you know what? I was a Democrat, but I can't let Hillary Clinton take over this country. That 2030 agenda was real, ladies and gentlemen. That wasn't fucking fake. When you hear that thing when they say you will own nothing and be happy, that was real. And I'll be damned. And again, I love Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's for something down the line. I'm stacking my fucking ass off, right? But these people are motivated. These people have a fire under their ass. That's why they're doing it, ladies and gentlemen, with this no kings bullshit. I said this on the Sunday show. They're doing this to fire up the base so they can get out there and vote. Republicans don't vote, man, in non-presidential elections, especially when Trump's not on the ticket. Now, Trump is going to be on the ticket. And for an 80-year-old man, because he's going to be 80 years old this summer, he's going to literally have to get out here and campaign again like he was running for president again. Why? Because if he doesn't, we're going to lose. And if Trump loses the MAGA Republicans, if we lose the House, we're not going to lose the Senate. If we lose the House, what's going to happen? Well, it's simple. Trump won't get any of his shit passed through the House. Because again, remember, Trump is not a king. We all know he's not a fucking king, because if he's a king, we wouldn't need elections. He can just pass whatever he wants. He can't do that. There's a thing called chain of command, right? And a balanced government. 3 branches of government: judicial, legislative, and executive. And then in the legislative branch, one of those 2 wings, aka, or one of the 2 parts, aka the House, the people's house, everything starts with the House. And guess who's going to be the leader of the House if they win? Hakeem Jeffries. You guys know Hakeem Jeffries, don't you? Let me show you Hakeem Jeffries. You remember this guy? Hakeem Jeffries, a.k.a. Discount Obama, a.k.a. Cardboard Cutout Obama, a.k.a. Timo Obama, a.k.a. No Swag Obama, No Riz Obama, Dollar Store General Obama, Dollar General Obama, Kmart Special, Blue Light Special Obama. Blink fast twice, you'll see Obama. This guy will be leading the House if they win. I ain't having it, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's a fucking clown. He doesn't care about you. He don't care about black people. He don't care about America. Period. I actually want to thank the Dems. They are right. No kings here. Yeah, exactly. That's what Trump said too. He said that in a tweet. Somebody sent something here on strike. Rigged. This guy will be the lead of the House. This guy talks like a fucking robot. You ever hear this guy talk, by the way? Let me let's see Discount Obama. No swag, no Riz Obama. Let's see if he did anything today or lately. Let's see this fool. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Now watch this cardboard cutout, robotic sounding motherfucker talking to the American people and lying to the American people.
This is day 42 of the Trump Republican shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security. Republicans have decided for weeks now to force TSA agents to work without pay, inconvenience millions of Americans, and create chaos at airports all across the country.
Now, mind you, they're the ones saying no. They're the ones voting against funding DHS. These are the ones that are saying no because you need 60 votes. So this is a flat out lie. But how do they go about lying to the American people that don't understand how the government works? It's simple. They go out here and say speeches like this, and then they say, oh, well, we can't do anything about it. Trump is a president. They have the power. They have the House and the Senate. But if you take one layer off of that, you'll see that they need 60 votes, not 50 or 51. This guy is full of shit.
This could end and should end today. There is a bipartisan bill that has been sent over from the Senate.
And they're not going to sign it. Discount Obama. And you know they're not going to sign it. But again, these people are great marketers, man. Hakeem Jeffries. You know Republicans ain't going to take that stupid ass deal. They're only doing this. And again, by the way, DHS is still not being, TSA is still not getting paid because of these fools, right? Because they're grandstanding for the far left. They're not going to sign that stupid ass thing and not pay DHS and try to get rid of ICE agents. They don't want ICE in America, period. They want illegal immigrants for the reasons I said before. They're doing all this shit for illegal immigrants. When do they fight and stand up for American citizens? They don't. The only time they fight for an American citizen is when a Democrat gets something out of it. When one of them dies. Like what happened in Minnesota.
That would reopen the non-controversial parts of the Department of Homeland Security, make sure TSA agents are paid, and end the chaos at airports throughout the nation.
This is the guy that will be our president if we win, if they win. I mean, be the leader of the House. We can't have this, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot have that. We cannot lose these fucking midterms. I can't listen to this dude for 2 years do that bullshit.
But again, I'm just thinking about those frog suits again. Democrats as a whole, they're just cringy. They're cringy and lame, I guess would be a good way to put it. Like in general, not every Democrat is cringy and lame, but generally speaking, they're cringy and lame. Now, speaking of what's not cringy and lame, is my clothing brand different? You like that transition, huh? So here's an example of.
So you guys get the point, man. You guys know I get fired up about this shit. Congratulations, Spaceman, on block 999. As a Bitcoiner, as a hard money advocate, as a freedom fighter, you got to go against this shit, guys. You have to. The midterms matter. And again, I am probably going to be the only one here on YouTube land, Bitcoin political channels, whatever. I'm going to break down all these politicians that are up for election. And I'm going to talk about whether or not they're MAGA, America first, have common sense, and they like Bitcoin. We're going to break this shit down. And we're going to know who to vote for and who not to vote for. Just because somebody's a Republican, we don't just vote for them automatically. We don't do that. Now, again, if it's a really bad Republican and it's a Democrat, depends on the Democrat. I'm being serious because there's some pretty bad Republicans out here too. You know what I mean? But the only sane Republican on the federal level is John Fetterman. And it's just so funny that he's the one that had the freaking stroke. Just crazy, man. Which is crazy. So let's get a couple more spins on in here, guys. Let's do that was 999. That was 999. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. These people make me sick, man. 000. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Let's see who won that one. 000. Let's do 000. Spaceman, back to back. Another 105, Spaceman. Congratulations, sir. You are the winner. 901. Who's going to be? See if you can win. Gray, I'm used to this. Bad too. I saw you, Gray. Good game, Spaceman. Spaceman. Gray motion again. He was poisoned, I'm sure. Gray motion 420. Congratulations, sir. Yeah, these people are crazy, man. I mean 001, not 901. And 002. Jason. 105 for you, sir. Congratulations. Yeah, man. We just got to make sure, guys, that we stay vigilant and stay awake and see what's going on out here. I like this girl, man. This girl is so freaking funny, man. Check this girl out right here.
I was just reminiscing. Hey, Democrats, do you guys remember when you guys tried going around and saying that, Trump was colluding with Russia? It ended up actually being your own party that was going around and spreading those lies. And then you tried to impeach him not once, but twice. And then that didn't work. And so then you tried to, go after him civilly so he'd be broke. And then that didn't work. Then you guys tried to deplatform him by taking him off social media. That didn't work. And so then you guys really put your effort into this when you tried to criminalize him, put him in prison for the rest of his life. That didn't work. So then you guys try to physically take him out. Missed. Then you try again and then missed again. And after all of that effort, he becomes your president. And he still is. Oh, good times.
Facts. Telegram CEO, what he thinks about why he thinks Bitcoin will go to $1 million. Let's take a look at this.
$1 million. You think it'll keep in general? So you've been an early supporter of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. You've bought into Bitcoin early on. You kept buying.
Gray Motion has a question. He says, you folks in favor of BRC20 token standard? I would think not, right? I'm not sure what that is, sir. Trigger video for sure. They hate that. Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely, they hate that.
Currencies, Bitcoin. You've bought into Bitcoin early on. You kept buying. Maybe you could speak to the reasoning why you kept buying Bitcoin. Do you think Bitcoin will go to $1 million? Do you think it'll keep increasing? And Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies.
I was a big believer in Bitcoins since more or less the start of it. I got to buy my first few thousand of Bitcoin in 2013, and I didn't care much. I think I bought at the local maximum. It's something like $700 per Bitcoin. And I just threw a couple of millions there. And a lot of people after Bitcoin later next year went down, somewhere close to 300, 200, started to express their sympathy to me. They say, oh, you poor fellow, you made this horrible mistake investing in this new thing, but don't feel bad about it. We still have some respect for you. And my response to them was, I don't care. I'm not going to sell it. I believe in this thing. I think this is...
No. Smart contracts, NFT, and the like on the Bitcoin blockchain. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely not. I'm not for any of that shit, bro. No. Gray, I used to be, I think it has its role, but if you're a true maxi, you probably aren't. Yeah, no, I don't fuck with none of that. Whoa, not on the BTC blockchain, right? Exactly. Put that shit somewhere else.
I believe in this thing. I think this is the way money should work. Nobody can confiscate your Bitcoin from you. Nobody can censor you for political reasons. This is the ultimate means of exchange. And again, I'm now talking about Bitcoin, but it relates to cryptocurrencies in general. So I have been able to fund my lifestyle, so to say, from my Bitcoin investment. Some people think if I'm able to rent nice locations or fly private, it's because I somehow extract money from Telegram. But like I said, Telegram is a money-losing operation for me personally. Bitcoin is something that allowed me to stay afloat. And I believe it will come to a point when Bitcoin is worth $1 million. Just look at the trends. The governments keep printing money like no tomorrow. Nobody's printing Bitcoin. There is a predictable inflation, and then it stops. It's a certain point. Bitcoin is here to stay. All the fiat currencies remains to be seen.
So in general,
One of the largest asset managers on earth just told institutions it's time to get off zero. It might be the strongest institution.
Okay, sorry guys. My thing was unplugged. Okay. I got it, Fanny. Sometimes my thing just clicks off sometimes. You guys can hear me now, right? All right. Breaking $7 trillion Fidelity just told all its Wall Street advisors they need to get off zero and start buying Bitcoin. They are recommending a 3% allocation. Let's take a look about that. Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys.
One of the largest asset managers on earth just told institutions it's time.
Otis, what's good, man? LMAO. Oh no, I lost my hearing. Loud and clear. Otis, what's good, man? My Bitcoin son. There he is, the big man. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube Bitcoin son. My man Otis. There's his link to his channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to him. My boy. Damn, now I lost my place. Oh no, we didn't. Here we go.
Time to get off zero. It might be the strongest institutional case for Bitcoin ever. Fidelity's new report, Getting Off Zero, argues every
Thank you, Otis. I appreciate that, man. Very much. Otis, hi. See you at conference. He's not coming.
money manager needs a well-informed reason not to buy Bitcoin. The 60-40 portfolio is done, and Bitcoin may be what's next. Here's today's big story. Over to the report from Fidelity published last week titled Getting Off Zero, Evaluating Bitcoin in 2026. Its central argument, Bitcoin has been the top performing asset in 11 of the past 15 years. The report's conclusion is blunt, ignoring Bitcoin as an investable asset, quote, no longer appears to be the prudent approach. Let's dive in here and look at some of the charts, starting with a 10-year asset comparison. So over the past 10 years, Bitcoin has delivered the highest returns and highest risk-adjusted returns of any asset class. Fidelity finding that Bitcoin beats stocks, bonds, gold, and real estate over the past 5 years, a period that includes Bitcoin's 2022 FTX crash and its 2025 underperformance. It showed that Bitcoin still has higher Sharpe and Sortino ratios than other asset classes. In fact, the most meaningful jump came when investors allocated between 1% and 3%, a spot that Fidelity identified as one where risk-adjusted returns improved the most. Over to the investment thesis now. We want to talk about how Bitcoin's performing against other asset classes. Elsewhere in the report, Fidelity strongly emphasizing the Bitcoin thesis that we know, the hard cap of 21 million coins, the fact that it's the scarcest asset ever created, and even going so far to explain Bitcoin's price changes against global M2 money supply. Overall, the report found Bitcoin has a low long-term correlation against nearly every major asset class. We're talking stocks, bonds, gold, and real estate, meaning it adds genuine diversification to portfolios. Finally, the report examined the 60-40 portfolio and where Bitcoin fits in, of course, noting the history here. 40 years of falling interest rates and expanding equity valuations. Both trends, Fidelity says, may be running out, with U.S. public GDP standing near 120%, a level matched only during post-World War II America. Bonds, they say, are at risk of delivering negative real returns. Stock valuations are at historically elevated levels. Overall, Fidelity really pointing out here that Bitcoin, competitive with a $140 trillion asset class. We're talking about bonds, a point that other investors like Cathie Wood have made, but now supported here by a major Wall Street institution. Of course, big news for those who have been following Fidelity, long one of the Wall Street institutions at the vanguard of Bitcoin adoption. We'll take it back to the history today, going all the way back to 2017, when then CEO Abby Johnson of Fidelity took the stage at Consensus, then the largest Bitcoin and crypto conference, issuing the words, quote, "I love Bitcoin," and really sending a message at the time that it was okay for institutions to adopt. Though, of course, Fidelity, though a $1 trillion asset manager, privately owned, able to move faster than the institutions like BlackRock and Morgan Stanley were moving lately. Of course, this is likely to send a huge signal to other institutions. Fidelity here publishing their research, but we know that Wall Street institutions are moving fast towards Bitcoin. Morgan Stanley last week announcing that their ETF launch is imminent. This will trade on the New York Stock Exchange, and we know now it'll have the lowest fees of any offering. Really, Morgan Stanley announcing that they're coming for the Bitcoin market, that they want to be one of the largest institutional managers of Bitcoin assets. Of course, you don't have to rely on institutions.
Love that. That's bullish, ladies and gentlemen. That's just adoption. That's such adoption. Now, Michael Saylor, looking like the king sitting on his throne, had an interview recently, and he's doing what Michael Saylor does best. And I like this clip. I really do. So let's check this out and let's see what the great Michael Saylor says. But yeah, that clip right there we just showed, that's adoption, ladies and gentlemen. Again, and with all that said, with all that going on, and with the price being what it is right now in the 60s, they're giving this shit away, man. They're absolutely giving it away. So make sure you're there to pick it up, man. Pick it up. Let's see what the great Michael Saylor has to say.
Our mission is create the digital credit, but we have an incredibly compelling partnership opportunity or a partnership proposal. If you're the most digital forward bank in Australia, you want to create digital money in Australia, I have a deal for you.
Interesting.
Right? If you're the most ambitious bank in the Middle East and you want to create digital money, well, the first bank that does it is going to attract $1 trillion of capital. Do you want to be that bank? Do you want to be that city-state? Right?
Yeah.
Some people, some city-states will miss it. Yeah. You've got nations that are more concerned about losing control. They would rather shut down the technology because they're afraid it might be too useful. Right?
Yeah.
So you have some that won't move. You have some that don't even get it, right? They don't even notice it's happening. You know, what is the digital asset thing anyway? What is this good for? And they're like digital beanie babies, right? And then you have some people that get it. It's like, oh, money moving at the speed of light, economic immortality, and maybe we can program it to think 1 billion times a second, right? And I think that the ones that get it, now it's going to be a competition. There's going to be a question of who wins. And it's team sport. You need the bank. You need the bank regulator. You need the fund manager. You need the partnerships.
Right.
Right. And then you need to coordinate, all of those. And then there's a technical component and there's a question of Are you willing to take a risk, and can you market it? And, you know, and the likelihood that is that most people will be followers, but there's always going to be a leader, you know, or a couple of leaders. And this is a battle for the future of money. And we're talking about, you know, easily $200 trillion up for grabs there, but it's going to be $400 trillion in 10 years. And whoever actually creates digital money is going to grab 10, 20% of it for sure. You won't convince everybody. There's going to be a world of people who are going to think, well, I just don't trust that. That's too good to be true. But, you know, roll the clock back. When people talked about Bitcoin, they're like, yeah, well, it won't work. Oh, well, if it works, it's too good to be true, and the government will take away from you.
I mean, eventually the horse-drawn carriage pilot still buys a car one day.
But imagine a world where 10% of that money flows into digital funds and digital banks and digital, you know, digital bank accounts. And that's a profoundly disruptive world. And we will create the Switzerland of the 21st century. It'll be the world banking capital. And I'm hopeful it's in the U.S. I think, I don't know why it wouldn't be in the U.S., but if it's not in the U.S., I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't pop up in the Middle East, because if you appreciate technology and you understand digital assets and you appreciate banking and you like money, the most profound idea I have for you, it's, why don't you just attract all of the capital in the world into your bank, into your state? Because Lord knows right now, the traditional 20th century banking establishment has a proposal, which is, give us your money and we'll give you nothing.
Yeah.
We're going to offer you return-free risk for all of your assets. You're taking duration and credit risk that does not offset, you know, with yield that does not offset the duration risk and the credit risk. So pretty much you have hundreds of trillions of dollars, which is returning, you know, inflation adjusted nothing.
I don't know why everybody doesn't listen to this guy, especially having this many Bitcoin, 762,000. He is the king of Bitcoin right now. My God, I love it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's just ahead of his time, man. You know what I mean? And he is going to be the most powerful man in the universe. He is going to make Elon Musk look like a poor man in the next 20 years if Bitcoin does what we think it's going to do. He's got 762,000 with his company. Allegedly, he has close to 17,000. And that was 2022. I heard that he had 17,000. I think he's got way more than that. Personally has it. I love it, man. Scotty sends in 99 sats and says, no kings, Jerry, no kings. Michael Zeller did look like a king there. But all right, guys, that's all I got tonight, man. I appreciate you guys coming in. You guys know what time it is. There wasn't a lot of donations tonight, so it's not going to be a MVB wheel tonight. But the reason why I'm always talking about politics and stuff like that. You are the king, Scotty. It's simple. It's right here. You know, politicians are not going to save you. I'm not saying voting Republican or voting Trump is going to save you, but I don't believe in today's political world that the Republican Party is going to destroy the country. They spend too much money, for sure. But the underlying system is the one that's broken. And it's this right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the national debt clock. We are $39 trillion in debt, ladies and gentlemen. We are a debtor nation. Over here on this right side, this is our tax revenue. We make $5.4 trillion. That's our revenue every 12 months. $5.4 trillion. That's great, right? Well, till you look over here on this side of the ledger. We're spending 7.1. That'd be the equivalent of you making 54,000, but you're spending 71,000 a year. That doesn't make any sense, does it? No. Boss and BC Bank of Sailors, Satoshis, and Bitcoin. Yes. Thanks, Jerry. The only cool thing about the chart is the A10. Yes. Yes, sir. Greg just put up a video. What's up? Oh, you want me to react to it? Is that what you're saying? You want me to react to it or something? Let's see. Black voters rage against foreign Democrat demanding reparations for traumatized illegal immigrants. These people are some fucking clowns, man. I haven't watched too much of him today. Why are they so worried about this? Democrats a little meltdown. Yeah, he's going. This man is doing God's work right here. Greg, from the Black conservative perspective. Make sure you guys go check him out, man. Yeah, Greg is my other son. Yes. Yes, react to it. Okay, you want me to react to it? All right, we'll react to it. Which one? Why? Let's look at why are they so worried about this? I haven't seen this one. Let's watch this. All right.
What did Democrats get out of this standoff?
Yeah, well, Margaret, the standoff is not done yet, right? The president is illegally paying, apparently.
Well, I'll tell you what they got. I'll tell you what the Democrats got. BTC is so obvious. Take one day to try to and understand it. Exactly, brother. Have a great night. Day. You too, Great Motion. Thank you, brother. Yeah, it's simple, man. Bitcoin is simple. It's too simple. What the Democrats got is they grandstanded for the far left wing of the Democrat Party. That's what they did. They got nothing. They didn't win. Now John Thune helped them out, but that was stupid. David, what's up, sir? David, how are you, man? Good to see you, my friend. David is my local neighbor here. David Mitzer. Good to see you, David. Good night, Gray. I did an interview with David a couple years ago. Something happened on strike here. You received 654 sats. Who was that from? Let me see. Thank you so much, whoever sent that. I appreciate that very much. It's not showing up here. We got a couple people over on Zapstream, like 3 people on Zapstream, so thank you. Whoever sent that 654, thank you so much. That's a lot of sats. Thank you. Let's see. I am great. Good, man. Good, brother. Good night, Gray. We got to get together. Absolutely, David. Yeah, David, we gotta go get something to eat, man. You know what I mean? 654 cents. Sorry, running low on sats. Starting work back. Oh, Fanny, you didn't have to do that. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's a lot of sats, man.
TSA agents. You had the Senate, as you pointed out with Mr. Homan, pass a bipartisan bill unanimously in the United States Senate to say, look, let's fund everybody else and let's deal with this thorny issue about ICE. And then you had the Republican House say, hell no, we're not doing that.
So you got to talk about Democrats who are currently fuming due to the fact that the president has put them in checkmate with his executive order to pay TSA agents. As you guys saw at the beginning of this video, you have Democrats who are now accusing President Trump of illegally paying TSA. Okay. It's almost as if Democrats may or may not challenge what the president is trying to do, while Democrats are claiming that, hey, we just want to pay TSA agents. That was our goal the whole time, right? We just want to get them paid. Except they're using TSA agents as leverage to protect illegal immigrants.
Yeah, they're just pawns. That's it. They're just using them for their power. They just use them for pawns. They don't give a shit about the TSA agents. Because they did, they just gave them the money. Because again, DHS was already funded. This was all fucking grandstanding.
Exactly what they're doing. Okay. And the jig is up. I think people are starting to realize exactly who's the problem here. For example, you had a TSA union rep come out and praise the president for his move. And then you had a Democrat come on CNN, very angry, right? Angry with the president for paying TSA agents. That is the Democrat reaction to TSA agents getting paid because Democrats are using them as pawns. Take a look.
What is your message and the message of those that you represent to Congress, to perhaps the president as well, about having to continually go through this every time Congress is supposed to be passing bills that pay the bills?
Well, I have to say thanks to the president for signing the executive order to pay us. But I also have to say that there's other parts of the Department of Homeland Security aren't being paid, right?
Well, what we just heard from that TSA union rep is the person standing up for those hardworking American workers is the president. With that executive action that he took at the end of the week, they're now getting new money into their bank accounts finally again. Are you thankful that he did take that action?
Well, look, the president, if
He's been saying for a while that he could have taken some action so that would have never had this issue. He could have told Johnson, make the deal.
Yeah,
but he did not.
he is the one who
the
actually
president
did
is the
take
one that's been
action, not the
instigating behind
Congress
this.
so far. Do you support and are you thankful that he did take action when you're saying that the hardworking American worker of TSA have been the people caught in the middle?
Wow. Some rare journalism from CNN, the Clown News Network, the Crime News Network, the Clinton News Network, the Cancel Now News Network. Great job by this lady. She actually asked a good question. Then he tried to filibuster and do some bullshit talking points. And she cut him right off and said, wait. No. Good job on her. You got to give credit where credit's due. Listen, CNN has lost all credibility, but if they want to gain back their credibility, which was long gone, they got to do stuff like this, man. And even when you have the Democrat Party calling out Democrats, CNN, the liberal media, calling out Democrats, you know you're full of shit. Everybody knows you're full of shit. You heard the guy, she played a clip of a guy saying, we're glad Trump signed the executive order. So what you mad for, Congressman? I thought I said you wanted the TSA agents to get paid because they don't. It's all a fucking game, and these people are liars. Again, these people make me sick.
The president, they should have never, you heard that agent talk about how they were in debt, the number of, extra interest and penalties, etc. That should have never happened. And the president could have prevented that from happening.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Democrats come out here and claim that we just want TSA agents to get paid, right? President Trump signs an executive order to pay them, and they're mad, right? They're still mad. They're still upset. It's almost as if Democrats are full of it, right?
Exactly. And they think you're fucking stupid. That's what they think. They keep forgetting that there is an internet and there's a past that you can see what they've actually said. You told us for weeks that you wanted the TSA agents to get paid, but you voted against the bill. Now that Trump says, well, we got to work around the Democrats and we're going to pay them anyway, you're fucking mad about it. CNN is getting ready for their new management. Yes, good point. Good point. Yes, that's what they're doing. And don't fall for it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are about to get fired. I would clean out every single one of these motherfuckers. All these quote unquote journalists, aka propagandists. The word journalists in mainstream media or the lamestream media is a propagandist. They're activists for the Democrat Party. Period. Facts. Thank you, sir.
They actually don't want TSA agents to get paid, and they actually know that the president has taken away their leverage by paying TSA employees when it comes to this shutdown situation. Okay, Democrats are going to have to come to the table, and they're going to have to vote to open up DHS. Right? The House Republicans are saying no. That is what Democrats are going to have to do. We're not going to get on board with doing it through reconciliation. Okay, we're going to force Democrats to come to the table, and they're not going to get any ICE reforms, right? They're not going to get. The Republicans are trying to make them fold completely. At least House Republicans. Senate Republicans, on the other hand, they want to fold and to pass funding through reconciliation, which has its own issues because reconciliation is not guaranteed.
AKA John Thune. That's what he's talking about. Okay, the Senate Republicans are weaker than the soup sandwich. John Thune took away Donald Trump's leverage. I mean, it wasn't even funny what he did, John Thune. Okay. This is what I tell you guys about these Republicans in the Senate and some in the House. Okay. If you're not America first and you're willing to work with these Democrats that are so far left and all they do is talk bad about Americans and Republicans and all that, why are you going behind the scenes working with these people? Why are you doing that, John Thune? Undermining the president of the United States, right? Some of these Republicans are really good people. They really are. They're good, sound Christians. They're fundamentally good people, but they're just fucking weak as hell. And they have bad ideas, and they never punish the Democrats. They don't play by the same rules as Democrats. If a Democrat and a Republican came into an arena to fight, the Democrat would just take a gun and shoot him in the head. You know how they take a gun and take 3 steps when they did the, what's that shit called? A duel? They say, all right, take 10 steps. The Democrat would turn around and just shoot him in the head and not even take the 10 steps. And the Republican be trying to do everything right.
In the sense that there's going to be a lot of debate about this military operation in Iran and whether or not it should be funded. And tying DHS funding to reconciliation just, again, opens up another can of worms that, quite honestly, I think that John Thune, the leader of the Republicans in the Senate, he just wants to kick the can to the House, right? And take the pressure off himself and take the pressure off Democrats when that's...
Yeah, and you're screwing Mike Johnson over. Mike Johnson was pissed about that, what John Thune did, right? Because again, this is why a lot of these Republicans don't want to be in power, because they don't want to take any responsibility. When Trump's first administration, when he came in, why do you think he couldn't really close the border and build a wall? It wasn't because of the fucking Democrats. It was because of the Republicans. That's why. So he kicked the can, John Thune, because he's not a fucking leader. He kicked the can over to Mike Johnson and said, here, it's on you now. Now it doesn't look like, oh, it looks like, oh, well, we're bipartisan and we work with them. When you hear the word bipartisan, that is secret code for uniparty, ladies and gentlemen, because that shit still exists. And what John Thune did, he's basically a traitor to this country, in my personal opinion, YouTube.
That's not what Republicans should be doing, right? That is not how we should be operating. So as of right now, again, the heat is on Democrats, right? TSA agents are getting paid. Are they going to allow President Trump to continue to pay the TSA agents through executive order, right? Are they going to challenge it, right? The legality of it, which it sounds like they kind of want to, right? And if they do, then it's going to be hard for them to come out here and to claim that they want to see the agents get paid and that they're not being used as pawns, right? So with that being said, liberals are also fuming, not just about TSA agents being paid, but also about ICE agents showing up to airports in order to assist TSA, and maybe this being a test run, okay, for ICE agents showing up to the polls for the midterm election. So,
yeah, because Democrats are trying to knock a bunch of birds with one stone, okay? They don't want the TSA agents to get paid so they can continue to have power and control and blame it on the Republicans. They don't want ICE agents to come in because then it'll look like, oh, Trump is trying to solve problems. And they don't want the public to see ICE agents. Because if you get to see ICE agents every single day up close because they've been demonized by the lamestream media, you actually get to see them, aka not deporting black people and killing people on the street. And they're actually nice people and you get to know them. You say, well, wait a minute, the news lied to me. They told me they were Gestapo. They told me these people were just rounding people up and taking them out of the country, not even looking at IDs. But if Trump said, we're going to put these people in, we're going to put them front and center so everybody and their mama that takes a plane can see these people, and also move the lines and pay the TSA agents. What are you going to say now about that, Democrats? But they can't. This is why Democrats are full of shit and they didn't want these people to get paid in the first place.
without further ado, let's get into this meltdown.
ICE helping out at the airports. We can use this as a test run, as a test case to really perfect ICE's involvement in the 2026 midterm election, sir.
Yeah, I think we should have ICE agents at the polling places.
I think it's perfect training for the fall of 2026. Look what happened. They moved everybody along. People get there quick. They vote quick. Maybe every now and again they pull somebody line. Hey, yo, ID? Got an ID?
Essie, is this a good idea to have ICE there checking IDs or standing there armed as people are trying to vote?
You see how she framed that question? You see how she framed that question? Of course, it's good for them to be there, not to vote. For them to vote. You said that illegal immigrants don't vote. So if they don't vote, why do you care if the ICE agents are there? The reason they care is because illegal immigrants are voting. That's why. But see that little scare tag? You see how she framed that stupid ass fucking question? God, these people make me sick.
Every now and again they pull somebody line. Hey, yo, ID? Got an ID?
Essie, is this a good idea to have ICE there checking IDs or standing there armed as people are trying to vote?
First of all, there's no need for that. Our elections in 2024, and 2020, and 2016 were fine. They were secure. They were free and fair. To the stupidity.
No, they weren't. Joe Biden got 81 million votes. That was free and fair? How about ballot harvesting, ma'am? See, they couldn't put me up on these shows. I would tear their asses up if they put me on one of these shows. The elections obviously weren't fucking fair.
We're free and fair. To the stupidity of, imagine you're a TSA agent. You haven't been paid. You haven't been paid because of ICE. Mm-hmm. You're working.
You haven't been paid because of ICE. No, you haven't been paid because of Democrats. Again, this framing here is nonsensical. Okay, ICE has nothing to do with TSA agents getting paid outside of Democrats using ICE as an excuse, right? Using ICE as pawns in order to demand changes for ICE that they know they're not going to get because they're.
And also, TSA agents had nothing to do with that. They were just assisting the ICE agents were assisting the TSA agents. The people that weren't getting paid that are actually working, the TSA agents, I give them credit for that. They're just assisting them. They weren't trying to take their jobs. I think ICE agents should be at the freaking at the airports anyways. It decentralizes illegal immigrants and people that are not supposed to be here, aka people that have expired visas and shit, not to be flying around the country.
ICE that they know they're not going to get because they're trying to virtue signal to the far left that they are successfully fighting back against Trump. So to claim that TSA is not getting paid because of ICE is silliness.
And the guy behind you, the ICE agent, is watching you work. He's getting paid and you're not. The stupidity of this, I couldn't imagine the indignity of being a TSA worker right now with ICE watching you do your job. They're getting paid, you're not. But the big picture problem.
Watching you do your job. See, the thing is, you have to be very fucking stupid to listen to a woman like this. Seriously, you have to be a fucking idiot. TSA is not there to watch. I mean, ICE is not there to watch TSA. They're here to assist TSA so they can get people through the lines and securely get them on there so people, you know, can get checked and whatever and get them through the lines and make things more efficient. Of course they're getting paid. TSA is not getting paid not because of ICE. They're not getting paid because of Democrats. These people are fucking, you got to be an idiot to listen to people like this, man.
With this is we should not want a militarized United States with our streets militarized, our voting militarized, our airports militarized. I am so concerned.
Exactly, Kramer. What about cops just standing there armed? Should we be scared of going to venues, concerts, fairs that have armed police walking around? Morons. Yeah, because they want to disarm Americans, the Democrats. They want to say, oh, guns are bad. You think the fucking criminals care about that? What the F? She lying with a frown face. Unbelievable. Yes, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Because again, they think you're fucking stupid, man.
Not want a militarized United States with our streets militarized, our voting militarized, our airports militarized. I am so concerned about the North Korea coded stuff that is.
Now remember, see, the North Korea stuff. This is what I tell you about Democrats being, this woman's a propagandist. She's on CNN. I've seen her before. She has her own show. This is what I'm telling you about the Democrat Party being idiots and actors. The actors talk to the idiots and they convince the idiots that what they're saying is true because people don't have time to study this shit like we do. We know politics and finance in and out, but normal people that are working 2 and 3 jobs because of the fucking inflation, they don't get to watch it. So they have to come home and watch this crap and have this woman lying and scare you because all it's about is emotions. There's no logical thinking. It's all emotional thinking. That's it.
Concerned about the North Korea coded stuff that is going on right now.
North Korea coded, right? North Korea coded stuff. Okay, so apparently having armed security at polling stations is North Korea coded, right? Having armed security in public at airports, right? Apparently it's North Korea type of stuff. Even though we already have this, right? Every time I go to the airport, I see armed security police with drug dogs and all types of stuff. Like I see this every time I go to the airport. But apparently, okay, this is North Korea coded. Okay, this is straight up authoritarianism, dictatorship, right? According to this clown.
From Pam Bondi unfurling a banner with Trump's face on it on the DOJ building, to Trump putting his signature on our currency and his name on the Kennedy Center, to inviting only friendly media outlets who are going to say exactly what you want into Pentagon briefings. I mean, it goes on and on and on. When did we want to become North Korea? This should be unnerving, disturbing to everyone. This is not
North Korea. If we were North Korea, you would be on national television saying what you're saying right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth, Greg. By the way, guys, Greg is my favorite political analyst on YouTube. Okay. This kid literally takes the words right out of my mouth sometimes. Right. When I'm watching him on TV, my daughter can tell you this. Anybody that knows me can tell you this. I'll either say something before him or he'll say it before me. Right. I have never, in politically wise, I have never seen a dude so aligned with me politically than this young man right here. And he's absolutely right. If this was North Korea, you think the dude from North Korea will let you do all this? 24/7 Trump derangement against them? Again, they think you are stupid and they're trying to fear monger you.
This is not
North Korea. If we were North Korea, you wouldn't be on national television saying what you're saying right now, right? Again, that's the thing about these people that really kill me. They make these exaggerated claims, right? They say we're Nazi Germany 1 minute, right? And then another minute we're North Korea, okay? All of these comparisons that they make are silly, right? Again, you would not be on national television saying this stuff if that's what we were. If we had a king, right? The No Kings protest that happened this weekend, if we had a king, they would not be in the streets protesting, okay? These people would not be allowed to say and to do all the stuff that they do and say if we lived in the country that they think that we live in, right?
That's why when you go on the street and ask them, hey, what rights is he taking away from you? How's he being a king? They can never tell you because they're just told this shit. They don't even think for themselves, guys. You know what I mean? This is why Democrats don't want you to know things, because they want to keep you fucking stupid. Just like the slave trade, the transatlantic trade slave with the black American slaves, the African slaves in particular. There's all kind of slavery, but the one closest to home. The reason why the slave owners didn't want, and I'm not saying this from a victim standpoint, I'm just saying, the reason why the slave owners don't want you to read or write or do anything, because they want to keep you stupid and uninformed. That's exactly what the Democrat Party is. It's a plantation that want to keep you stupid, uninformed, and lied to.
If we lived in North Korea, wouldn't be happening. Nazi Germany wouldn't be happening. We had a king, this stuff would be happening. These people, they just make stuff up, right? They just make stuff up. That's where we're at right now in politics.
Partisan. This is scary stuff. So it can feel like a slow creep, and MAGA will justify it using Trump's lie about the election. But look around.
Well, I don't have to justify anything. I'm just telling you what you're saying is silly, right? We're not North Korea. We're not Nazi Germany. We don't have a king, right? None of the stuff that you say is true. These are all exaggerations, right? That is my issue with what you're saying, okay?
Look around at your country, people. Is this what you want? You want to walk down the street and see,
a police officer? Yeah, I mean, I think I do want to see that, to be honest with you.
Rifles, guys with guns patrolling because for no reason at all, just to.
Yeah, we do want to see that. We want to see guns. Absolutely. I want to see guns. Yep. I want law and order in this country. I want a closed border, and I want legal citizens here in this country to be able to work and carry a firearm, and us to have a First Amendment and a Second Amendment. Yes, I do, young lady. But see, the Democrats don't want you to protect yourself. They don't want you to have a gun. Why don't they? Because they want the government, the big boy government, daddy government to protect you. We'll protect you. Meanwhile, the criminals will have guns. And then when the criminals rob you and kill you and commit crimes on you, then you got to run to the government. They want to defund the police. They hate the police, except on January 6th, when it fits their narrative or when they're protecting them. Again, these people are fucking hypocrites. Democrats are liars, and they're demons, ladies and gentlemen.
Intimidate you? Is that what you want? You want to walk around and see the president's face on the Department of Justice, which is a separate but co-equal branch?
Yes, she is, sir. Of course she is. She's saying it many times on her show. Democrats don't like guns unless they have them and they're getting protected by them.
Face on the Department of Justice, which is a separate but co-equal branch of government. It's bananas.
The Department of Justice is a separate but co-equal branch of government? Really? I thought the Department of Justice was a part of the executive branch, right? Now,
again, but nobody knows that, Greg, right? Because these people want you to be stupid. You don't know about Department of Justice being a part of the executive branch. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know anything about the government. Could you imagine being married to this crazy broad? Exactly, bro. And she's not a bad looking woman. I'm not saying she's ugly or nothing like that. But I'm just saying, I know plenty of decent looking women that are crazy as shit. I know a lot of liberal women, man. These people are stupid. Exactly, David. Exactly. Literally right now, I hate to be like this, but when I meet somebody and they actually believe this shit, it's an IQ test for me now. It just is. If you're a Democrat in 2026, you're just stupid to me. Now, I don't want to go that far. Like some of you guys just uninformed, or you're just an old school liberal that wants the old Democrat Party to come back. You want them to come back to the middle. You want them to be moderates. There is no moderate Democrat Party. Why is that? Because the Democrats, have woken up the far left, and they created this monster. They created socialism, Marxism, and communism in America. That's what they want. They think white men are evil. White men are the enemy of the Democrat Party. They don't want capitalism. They want free shit. That's why they hate Trump, and that's why they hate you. If you don't want a big government or government overreach, you're a white supremacist. That's what they call me. I got plenty of black people to call me a white supremacist, guys.
I guess you can make the argument that the DOJ is supposed to be independent, right, of the president when it comes to their decision making, right, and how they operate. But the DOJ is a part of the executive branch. Like, what are you talking about, right? This is what happens when you are trying so hard to make shit up that you just start pulling shit out of your ass, right? That's what she's doing right now, right? She needs to be careful. She might hurt herself with this reach here, right?
Exactly. And once you start understanding, and this is why I tell people to study politics and study how the government works. Once you understand this stuff and you see it, you can't fucking unsee it anymore. Once you see the lies and you understand what's going on, because if you just go to work and you don't really know the inner workings of the government, you don't know about the House, you don't know about the Senate, you don't know about the judicial branch, you don't know about the executive branch, you're not studying these politicians, you don't know about the laws that are being passed or not passed. If you don't understand this, you're just going to believe these people. Because why? Look at their fancy suits. Look at their fancy studios. I'm paying cable TV. They're on TV. They got to be telling me the truth, right? I've literally had my friends tell me that. Well, you think you know more than them? The people on TV? Why would they lie to us? And again, that's a good question. I don't agree with Trump on tariffs. Okay, no doubt. But they want to keep you stupid. That's why. And they want you to work while they're printing money. And both sides do it, Republicans and Democrats. They're debasing your dollars by lying to you every day about it.
I think there are people who do. Like clearly that people who do, I mean, based on the fact alone, and I'm not talking even about the voting numbers, right around the election time, there was a poll that came out and it was listed what are authoritarian actions when it comes to criminalization, arresting people, people at the border, how rights should work. And 40% of Americans picked the actions that are considered authoritarian, right? There's a strain in our country that wants to feel powerful and strong with a gun because they assume it's not going to be directed at them.
Well,
that's
right.
what I think is a
They are
dangerous
happy
part.
With they have all the right enemies. Yeah. So they're Team MAGA because MAGA has all the right enemies. But it's not just going to be
stop there.
Trained on your enemies. At some point, it's going to come back on you, and that's what people don't realize about the slip of authoritarianism.
Down to earth,
It is a
the North
slow
Korea
creep.
comparison's a little extreme, considering
No, it's not.
80+% of Americans say yes, you should have IDs at the poll site.
There's nothing to do with ICE.
Which obviously means that someone should be checking your IDs. But you know what does have something to do with ICE? You mentioned armed guys at polls. You know what happens every single year? You mentioned the 2016 election, 2020, 2024. There are armed guys at every poll. They're called police officers. They're in every single poll site here in
And
New
that's
York
their
City.
job and what
That
they're
is their
trained
job.
to do. ICE
So-
is
wait, hold on.
customs
So I'm
enforcement
not
at
finished.
the border.
No business there.
Why are these people pretending like ICE can't do anything, right? That's crazy to me. Y'all notice how it's the same pattern over and over and over again? Well, ICE should not be doing TSA's job, right? It's like, again, have you ever paid attention to what TSA does at the airport? It
ain't hard. Nothing. And I'm not no disrespect to them, but they don't do hard job, right? They don't even want the ICE agents to defend the border or take out illegal immigrants. Why? They don't want ICE agents here, period. They want to demonize these people. They don't really feel that way. They're just saying that to be a propagandist, right? But they have to demonize ICE no matter what. They don't want ICE doing anything.
ain't that complicated, right? It doesn't take all that much brain power to do what they do. Again, I'm not trying to disrespect TSA. I'm just saying, like, it ain't really that complicated. Okay, they can definitely do a lot of the stuff that those TSA agents do without any training, right? Oh, I shouldn't show up to the polls to provide armed security. That they're not trained to do that. Again, how tough is it to be at a polling location and simply be there as security? Like, how tough is that? Seriously, right? I mean, is anybody surprised? These are the same people that believe that ICE is not qualified to deport illegals. Right? They don't even think ICE is qualified to do the job that they're actually supposed to do. So again, I'm not really surprised that they don't believe that ICE can do anything. It's just offensive at this point, right? These people they have a hatred of ICE. They just hate ICE. And it's irrational, right? Maybe we should start calling it ICE derangement syndrome. Okay? That's what it is. Let's be real here.
Point stipulated.
You know that. You know
Steve
that.
Bannon is a
You know that.
provocateur, right? He's doing what he's doing because we talk about crazy stuff he says on CNN, and then more people watch the show. That's why he does this. However, the idea of voter ID and someone checking that ID is still wildly popular with Americans.
It's a straw man. You can have that without ICE.
One more mistake you made. You said that TSA agent is mad at ICE because ICE is getting paid. No, they should be mad at Democrats for dropping funding and causing this crisis.
Well, they are. They're not mad at ICE. Yeah. They're annoyed that ICE is getting paid to watch them do the
ICE
job.
should buy them coffee.
They're not
ICE
getting
agent,
paid
if you're in
for
the
it.
airport, you're an ICE agent, you should buy your TSA college.
That's really going to solve everything.
Yeah, great.
That's what they want. Free coffee.
Come on.
Wait a minute. Let's be clear that TSA isn't just mad at Democrats. They are mad at Democrats. They are mad at Republicans. They are mad at Trump.
And they should be.
And we're also hearing from people in lines every single day. One of our reporter in Atlanta, which is the busiest airport in the world, Ryan Young, has been talking to people every day. And every day, they're just mad at Congress and the president. They just want this fixed.
Which means they're mad at Democrats, right? Notice how when they say, oh, they're mad at both sides. No, they're mad at Democrats, right? That's what that actually means. Because let's be real. If Republicans were actually responsible, would they be saying, oh, they're mad at everybody? No, they'd be like, oh, they're mad at Republicans, right? When the media is claiming that TSA agents are mad at everybody. Basically, they're trying to take away blame from Democrats, right? That just means, yeah, they're mad at Democrats, as they should be, right? If they're educated on the issue, if they actually understand the issue, they should be mad at Democrats, because Democrats are the ones that are literally voting to defund the whole Department of Homeland Security, right? They're the ones that don't want to fund it. So, I mean, they should be mad at Democrats. Democrats are the reason why this is happening, right? And this is the second time this has happened because of Democrats.
Causes a shutdown. We typically blame that party for doing that. This is a Democrat. This is the second time in the Trump presidency.
But what I'm
this is a
telling you
Democratic
is that's
owned-
not how people are seeing
I'm
it.
not saying that.
Yeah, the only reason people wouldn't see it that way is because the liberal media doesn't frame it that way, right? The liberal media lies about it. That's the only reason people wouldn't see it that way. But that is the way that it is, right? This is a Democrat shutdown.
Facts. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Greg from the Black Conservative perspective, man. His political takes are second to none on the internet. I really believe that. So ICE is trained to handle a firearm or how to. So ICE isn't trained to handle a firearm or how to detain or control a situation. Pretty sure they are going through similar training to police. In some ways, more trained, I would think, dealing with cartel. Yeah, but again, these are the same people that don't like police either, bro. So, but anyways, guys, this is why we need to vote correctly and hold our politicians accountable. They are the second layer, like the Lightning Network, the politicians. The base layer is this bullshit right here. The government is too big. It's bloated, and we spend too much. We got a spending problem in this country, ladies and gentlemen, and we can't do it anymore. And the only reason we can do it is because we borrow to death and we print. It's as simple as that. And we need a new system, ladies and gentlemen, because this system is obviously broken. And the system that I'm talking about will fix everything. It's completely the opposite system of this. It's scarce, uninflatable, portable, durable, international, fungible, divisible. It's verifiable in supply, decentralized, unconfiscatable, and just like you, it's unstoppable. And if we stack this money today, you personally, they will be building statues of you. I promise you that in the future, if you stack this money today. And if our country stacks it, which we're doing today, we have the most in the world, and we keep it on our balance sheet and keep it going. I believe, and I truly believe, we can break this system, pay off the national debt, stop inflation, and make this country great again by fixing the money. We'll fix the world. And if I had to take a guess, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what that is. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love, guys.